Get ready to be amazed. If you love fun facts and want to keep discovering more, hit like and subscribe now to Zarpado. Let's begin. KFC produced an edible nail polish for its customers in Hong Kong, literally taking its slogan, "So good you will lick your fingers to heart." The polish comes in 2 flavors and colors, original and hot and spicy, which consumers apply, let dry, and then repeatedly lick. Ocean acidification happens because the sea absorbs a large amount of the carbon dioxide we emit, making the water more acidic and dissolving calcium carbonate. This material is used by corals, mollusks, and plankton to build their shells, threatening the base of the marine food chain. Molly Schuyler set a world record by eating 501 chicken wings in only 30 minutes during a tournament in 2018, beating every competitor. Here, for her incredible achievement, she received $500, a car, a ring, and a medal, while the second-place competitor ate 105 fewer wings than she did. ThyssenKrupp developed a revolutionary elevator system in Germany that uses no cables and can move vertically and horizontally. It uses magnetic levitation technology similar to the Japanese bullet train, allowing multiple elevators to operate simultaneously without risk of collisions. Some tourists who visit Lake Baikal drink its water directly by making a hole in the frozen surface during winter. This is relatively common because the lake holds about 20% of the world's fresh water, although it contains entire ecosystems of microorganisms requiring purification. The most famous chocolate in South Korea is created by a popular pastry chef using edible paint designs. Each creation takes about 4 hours, is filled with various flavors, and then cooled again to be decorated. Freezing food with liquid nitrogen is a modern refrigeration system for fish and seafood. By forming tiny ice crystals, it keeps food moist and fresh, but items like lettuce leaves become extremely fragile. The climbing perch can move outside of water for long periods thanks to its labyrinth organ, which allows it to take oxygen directly from the air. It can spend up to 6 days walking on land without returning to water, an evolutionary adaptation that helps it survive droughts. Soldiers shave their heads to reduce individualism, encourage teamwork, maintain hygiene, prevent lice, and improve safety. Long hair can be a risk in combat because it can be grabbed during hand-to-hand fighting and may interfere with helmets or masks. A Tesla left the factory in Texas and drove itself for about 30 minutes to its new owner home in Austin using autopilot. Technology has advanced so much that cars can now deliver themselves without anyone manually driving them. The Tunnel of Love in Cleveland looks like something out of a fairy tale, with a natural tunnel formed by trees adapting to an industrial train line. Today, it is a romantic destination for couples, fulfilling the local myth that if 2 lovers cross it, holding hands, their wish will come true. The Mainstone created a strange suit that allows humans to connect to massive bridges and create harmonic musical sounds through movement. And this futuristic invention represents an evolution in art and architecture, combining technology with human expression. This mini turbine, created by the company Turbulent, can generate energy for 300 homes, making it useful in remote communities without access to a conventional power grid. Depending on the strength of the current, it can generate up to 100 watts per hour without harming the environment, operating with small river currents. Makoko, known as the Venice of Africa, is a floating neighborhood in the Lagos Lagoon where 200,000 people live. Although it faces poor infrastructure, gang activity, and limited access to clean water, its authenticity attracts tourists and photographers. Michael Packard was swallowed by a humpback whale while diving for lobsters when he felt a huge impact, and everything went dark inside the animal. He spent about 40 seconds inside before it spit him out, surviving to tell the media about his terrifying experience. The MSRX Grail GeoPress TI is a camping thermos that is actually a water purifier with a capacity of about 24 fluid ounces. It is made of titanium, can function as a pot, and its filter removes viruses, pesticides, and heavy metals in just 8 seconds. Submarines can implode when they dive too deep, but fish are not affected because they have flexible, adaptable bodies. Fish use a swim bladder to regulate internal gas and maintain pressure balance, while submarines rely on rigid structures that can fail. Mehmet Özürek has the largest nose in the world, measuring 3.4 inches from bridge to tip, officially recorded by Guinness World Records. He says his sense of smell is far more developed than average, and he set the record at 61 years old. There is a military tent considered the most expensive in the world, with camouflage design and durable lightweight fabric used on United States military bases. It can only be obtained through government agencies and costs more than $500 per unit. Adoyapi coffee apple blossom tea is the most popular drink, featuring carefully arranged apple slices. When they come into contact with the hot liquid, they slowly expand, forming a beautiful flower inside the cup. There are M&M and Skittles sorting machines built with Arduino part stepper motors and RGB color sensors. This small machine can separate and organize a 10.5-ounce bag in less than 5 minutes. Square watermelons are grown using a square glass or metal container placed around them while they are still developing on the plant. This practice is increasingly common in many countries, and some farmers even shape them into heart stars or pyramids. In Kazakhstan, an ice volcano appears every winter when underground water erupts under pressure and freezes on contact with air. This cone-shaped structure can reach more than 45 feet tall, releasing steam and icy water instead of lava, attracting photographers and adventurers. Kelly Slater created the longest artificial wave through his company, Kelly Slater Wave Company, in California. Although the exact technology behind the waves is not publicly known, the secret lies beneath the floor of the massive pool. In Trafalgar Square, 4 bronze lions built in 1867 by Edwin Landseer stand proudly. According to an urban legend, if Big Ben ever strikes 13 times, the lions would come to life, causing catastrophic consequences for the city. Pupil size is related to intelligence level, according to the Georgia Institute of Technology. Those with larger pupils showed higher fluid intelligence, better attention control, and greater working memory capacity among more than 500 participants tested. A robotic hummingbird infiltrated the natural habitat of monarch butterflies, capturing stunning footage of their migration. The recording was made for Spy in the Wild, a series that shows animal colonies using disguised robotic creatures, creating visually peaceful scenes. The sculptures of Janet Eckelman are made of machine-woven fabric, suspended at great heights to interact with wind and light. They create breathtaking visual spectacles and have toured many cities worldwide, earning international recognition. Angela Nicolau is a Russian woman who takes photos in extreme locations, posing on top of some of the tallest skyscrapers in the world. Often standing on the edge with a flawless smile, her work can be found on her Instagram, featuring breathtaking, death-defying images. Our sea bubbles developed in France are zero-emission water taxis that glide about 1.5 feet above the water thanks to glass foils. They reach speeds of about 11 miles per hour, carrying 4 passengers without generating waves or noise, ideal for urban waterways. The Pro Pilot chair, created by Nissan Motor, is a robotic seat capable of moving and stopping on its own. Each chair has cameras and sensors to detect when to move in which direction and when to stop, automatically easing long lines. Spin casting glass involves pouring molten glass onto rotating plates that spread it into molds. These molds can feature different pattern designs, making each piece completely unique. The teeter-totter wall is located along the border between Mexico and the United States, designed by 2 California architects, winning the Beasley Design of the Year award for creativity. Its installation allowed children from both sides to play together, expressing the connection between the 2 divided lands. An artist created a speaker that uses ferrofluid to visualize music, where the liquid appears to dance with the rhythm. It actually reacts to the sound waves emitted by the speaker, and the creator says the device is still in testing phase and will be available soon. The first device, marketed under the name iPhone, was launched by the company InfoGear in 1998. It was a desktop device with a touchscreen, traditional keyboard, and internet access, long before the one later sold by Apple. Sometimes lions eat so much they are unable to move for a while after a large feast. These big cats can consume up to 66 pounds of meat in a single meal, requiring long digestion time. In Zadar, there is a sea organ that produces music using only the power of the sea with tubes hidden beneath stone steps. When waves crash, they create harmonic sounds, each melody unique, formed by wind tide in time without a composer. Titanoboa is the largest snake ever discovered, although it is extinct identified through fossils in Colombia. Its body is estimated to have reached about 49 feet in length, and it lived around 60 million years ago. Kami Rita Sherpa, a 55-year-old Nepalese climber, scaled Mount Everest 31 times, breaking his own world record since 1994. He warns that he does not want his son to follow the same path, as his story is both a record and a warning about climate change. Bees are not the only insects capable of producing honey, as there are also honey-producing ants. Unlike bees, they store honey inside the bodies of worker ants that live sedentary lives inside the nest, essentially becoming living storage jars. The country that consumes the most wine per capita is not France, Italy, or Argentina, but Vatican City, with more than 70 liters per person per year. The reason includes daily masses, official banquets, and a population mainly composed of adult clergy members without alcohol taxes. In 1,955 globes were made with large wooden spheres covered in paper and cardboard, coated with plaster until perfectly smooth. All printed map strips were glued on, and after a layer of varnish, they were left to dry, creating durable educational products for schools. In India, there is a road where cars appear to roll uphill without using the engine, even in neutral. This phenomenon is not magic, but an optical illusion caused by the shape of the terrain that tricks both the eye and cameras. A strange inflatable bridge was created by the French architecture studio Atelier Zundel Cristea, proposing that people cross the Seine by jumping on a trampoline. This playful idea would allow tourists and residents of Paris to have fun while enjoying a unique walk over the water. The advertising campaign Manijas o Mensajeras caused a stir on social media for the unusual way it presented road safety awareness ads. It was created to raise awareness about distracted driving, as many current car accidents are related to cell phone use behind the wheel, showing cars crashing into logos. The strongest beer in the world is snake venom, with an alcohol content of about 67.5%, launched in 2013. This Scottish beer is made with special yeasts in a freezing process to reach such concentration and must be consumed with extreme caution. A talented artist used his girlfriend back as a canvas to create a lion portrait using professional airbrush techniques. The work was created by Jordan Hango, known on social media as Jibo Airbrush, with more than 10 years of experience in body painting, working with his girlfriend as his model. Rebecca Young, 12 years old, won an engineering competition with more than 48,700 entries in 2019. And her invention is a solar-powered thermal blanket that includes solar panels charging batteries during the day, providing heat for up to 8 hours at night. The orange Ruffy lookalike is a fish with the appearance of a flour tortilla found in Florida. This strange specimen lives mainly in the Western Atlantic and surprised thousands of internet users because of its unusual look. A video game development company will release Titanic Honor and Glory, a game that will allow players to explore the famous ship in great detail from the inside. It will feature several modes, including maritime navigation story mode, sinking simulation, and more, with representations of the people who went down with it, creating an educational and immersive experience. A curious way to crack an egg perfectly in half is to drop it into a pan from a height of about 4 inches with precision. The impact creates a crack around the middle of the shell, leaving 2 nearly perfect halves, although you should try this technique at your own risk and carefully at home. More than 50% of the rivers on the planet dry up each year and are known as non-perennial rivers, which basically stop flowing or dry out seasonally. This does not mean they cease to exist, as there are organisms adapted to this annual cycle of flow and drought. Joshua Hutagalung, a resident of Sumatra, was struck by a meteorite weighing about 4 pounds that pierced the roof of his house. Although it was initially reported that he sold it for more than $1,700,000, He later clarified that the sale was closer to $14,000 to an American collector. There is a dark story about Walt Disney, who allegedly signed all the drawings created by his friend Ub Iwerks, including Mickey Mouse. When children asked Walt to draw Mickey, he would send them to Iwerks, which angered him and eventually led him to distance himself from his former friend. A drone could cause severe damage to the wings of an airplane mid-flight, according to research by the University of Dayton Research Institute. Even at relatively low speeds, the impact could result in terrible accidents with fatal consequences. Lee Jackson MacDonald worked for more than 30 years caring for crocodiles in Colorado and once jumped into a pond full of them. He swung on safety ropes to capture an injured reptile before it disappeared underwater. German scientists trained cows to use designated bathroom areas to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. The cattle learned to urinate in latrines, demonstrating their intelligence and ability to adopt new habits. Some vampire bats share blood with each other, especially with relatives or close companions when one has failed to hunt. This behavior strengthens social bonds and serves as a survival strategy during times of scarcity when the helped bat may later return the favor. When you try to wring out a towel in outer space, the water gathers around the fabric and does not fall to the ground as it normally would on Earth. And this gives an idea of how different life is aboard the International Space Station, where physics behaves very differently than on our planet. Toko, the Japanese influencer, spent more than $22,000 to become a collie dog with the costume company Zeppet. Now looking like a real dog, he takes walks outside but has chosen to hide his identity, so friends and co-workers do not think he is strange. The winter boots of 2023 are inspired by surrealism and made of soft, hand-painted leather. Here they feature a trompe-l'oeil optical illusion design, combining a shoe and a sock into a single piece with the distinctive brand details. Sarah Gertz is a 29-year-old American model who has the appearance of a much older woman due to Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. This condition causes connective tissue disorder affecting the collagen in the skin. Russian photographer Andrei Pavlov has created fantastic images of ants performing tasks considered human. Capturing these moments required incredible patience to photograph the exact instant of action. Casu marzu is considered one of the greatest delicacies in some parts of the world, prepared by adding live larvae that feed and leave waste inside the cheese. It is banned in some places because if not prepared correctly, consuming it can be fatal due to parasites. In Cameron Air Park, residents shop by airplane with 124 homes and streets as wide as runways. Mailboxes are low to avoid damaging wings, and hangar-style garages store everything from Cessnas to lawnmowers, allowing residents to taxi and take off directly. The jellyfish Turritopsis dohrnii, known as the immortal jellyfish, can revert its aging process through transdifferentiation, transforming part of its body into stem cells and essentially restarting its life cycle indefinitely. The Kelpies in Scotland are two massive steel horsehead sculptures that stand about 98 feet tall. When wind passes through their hollow structure, it produces a sound similar to deep breathing, as if they were alive. At the beginning of the 20th century in French schools, children were allowed to consume up to about 17 fluid ounces of wine cider or beer per day with their meals. This practice was a deeply rooted social custom that the government attempted to regulate, and in 1956 France officially banned alcohol consumption in schools for children under 14. Tgigawi is an innovative invention designed to eliminate hiccups, consisting of a special straw system that, when used a few times, can quickly stop hiccups. It is practical, small, and portable, making it useful in uncomfortable situations when hiccups do not stop naturally. Judith Strand was the grandmother who sat on an iceberg in Iceland for a photograph and accidentally ended up floating into open sea. A large wave broke the ice at that moment, and she was later rescued by the Coast Guard after an unexpected and dangerous adventure. A strange gun designed to destroy tomatoes was created by Joel Create because he hated the fruit. Interestingly, the substance it fires is concentrated tomato juice itself. Flying noodles are a peculiar dish from China, where extremely hot oil is used while the noodles hang, allowing them to cook and harden in midair. This technique creates a spectacular presentation and a unique texture. According to research by psychologists at Harvard University, dogs often dream about their owners in a way similar to humans. Their dreams reflect daily experiences, so when you see your dog twitching in deep sleep, it is probably dreaming about you. The famous tree that inspired Isaac Newton to develop his theory of gravity is a notable apple tree of the Flower of Kent variety located at Woolsthorpe Manor in the United Kingdom. It is about 400 years old, and in 2002, during the Golden Jubilee, it was named one of the 50 most important trees in British heritage by the Tree Council on behalf of Elizabeth II. The color pink does not actually exist in the visible light spectrum and has no single wavelength. When we see a mix of red and blue light, our brain invents pink as a creative solution. Scientists in the United States transform spinach leaves into human tissue by removing plant cells and using the structure as a scaffold to inject human stem cells. This breakthrough opens possibilities for regenerative medicine, although human trials are still needed. And Anita Atkinson has owned the largest collection of royal memorabilia in the world since 1976, gathering more than 12,000 items related to the British monarchy. Her most curious possession is a framed napkin used by Charles III during a flight in 1977. Although the valuation of £200,000 applies to the entire collection, not a single object. The Fujiwara effect is a meteorological phenomenon in which two nearby cyclones rotate around a common center. Often one storm absorbs the other, becoming a single more dangerous system, threatening coastlines. The foundation Lads to Leaders in South Africa broke the world record for the longest line of canned food. Our volunteers spent 4 hours lining up 41,106 cans, forming a line more than 1.25 miles long for those in need. Dodger was an English cat who knew how to ride the bus using public transportation during the day when his owner was not home in England. He regularly traveled a route of about 10 miles, becoming very popular among passengers. The company Karst Stone Paper turned stone into paper by using crushed stone waste as raw material without water or cutting down trees, making it more environmentally friendly than traditional wood pulp paper. L'Homme Droit is a sculpture by Alberto Giacometti from 1947, considered one of the most expensive artworks in history, sold for $141,280,000. The piece stands about 5 feet 10 inches tall and is known for its unique abstract human form. Ebru or marbling art is created by Turkish artist Garip I by applying ink onto water and shaping it with brushes. A sheet of paper is then placed on top to absorb the paint, creating unique designs. The smallest snake in the world is Leptoteuthlops carle, found under a rock in Barbados. It does not exceed about 4 inches in length and can easily be mistaken for a piece of spaghetti. The self-supporting bridge, popularized by Leonardo da Vinci, is made only with wooden beams without nails, glue, or ropes. Each beam rests on another, creating a self-locking system where weight distribution and friction keep it standing. Tigers have orange fur for camouflage because their prey can only perceive blue and green light due to dichromatic vision. To these animals, tigers blend in with vegetation, allowing them to remain almost invisible while hunting. The leaf sheep sea slug is a tiny marine slug that looks like a walking leaf mixed with a fluffy sheep found in Japan, Indonesia, and the Philippines. It steals chloroplasts from the algae it eats, allowing it to convert sunlight into energy through photosynthesis. A strange sculpture made of 500 traffic cones stands outdoors in a city park in Portugal called Icon. It was created to attract attention with the bright orange color of traffic cones forming a giant tower. A boy moves through his house without touching the floor thanks to a climbing circuit built by his father, Mike Herson, using ropes, hanging ladders, and bars. He built it so his children could continue practicing after they could no longer visit the climbing gym during coronavirus pandemic restrictions. The fire tower is a small portable stove that works like a wood-fired oven fueled by dry branches and sticks. It is made of steel or titanium, folds down to the size of a book, and costs only $70. It is estimated that 86% of terrestrial species have not yet been discovered, with approximately 8,700,000 total species on Earth. Only about 1,200,000 species have been cataloged, and many unknown organisms live in poorly explored areas such as deep oceans and tropical rainforests. People compete in ostrich racing, although the sport has no official governing body and is organized through specialized independent events. These birds can reach speeds of about 25 miles per hour and require great practice and concentration from both rider and trained ostrich. Lacta Center is the tallest skyscraper in Europe, located in St. Petersburg, standing about 1,516 feet tall, certified in 2018. Its construction was completed in 2019, and it has been recognized as one of the 5 most environmentally friendly buildings in the world, noted for its innovative, sustainable design and twisted spire shape. The eyes of Albert Einstein were given after his death as a private keepsake to Henry Abrams, who had been his eye doctor. It is believed that these unusual relics are stored in a safe deposit box in New York City. A team from KAIST in South Korea managed to restore vision without surgery through retinal regeneration by removing the protein PRPH1, which blocks neuronal regeneration. Although human trials are still in early stages, this discovery offers hope to more than 300 million people affected worldwide. An impossible screw that only turns clockwise was shown on the YouTube channel Crazy Machines in a puzzling demonstration. It was built using 2 different screws adjusted in such a way that it can only rotate to the right while blocking left movement. Pizzaiolo is a robotic chef created by the company Paxi, capable of making 80 pizzas in just 1 hour. The android performs nearly every task, including stretching the dough, spreading the sauce, adding toppings, placing the pizza in and out of the oven, and boxing it. Male pufferfish create underwater mandalas about 6.5 feet in diameter by moving sand for days off the coast of Japan. They design perfect patterns and decorate them with shells to attract a female, but if rejected, the sea erases their work. Some icebergs display striking green colors instead of white or blue due to iron oxides from rock dust mixed into the ice, creating a surreal visual effect in Antarctic waters. There is a correct way to tie shoelaces based on physics, where tying the final knot in a certain direction prevents it from loosening. If tied counterclockwise, it loosens with each step, but if tied clockwise, it tightens while walking. A curious cabin made from recycled windows was a project by Neil Oxon and Leon Harwood, a creative couple who wanted to escape city noise. The home was built mainly from wood and windows to capture mountain views in Virginia using discarded materials. Photochromion is a synthetic ink capable of changing color, mimicking the chromatophores of a chameleon. It reacts to light and different wavelengths, making the future of art appear more vibrant. 4 dolphins swim in groups while sleeping, keeping one eye open and half of their brain active at all times. Since breathing is a conscious act when they surface, they cannot fall fully asleep or they would stop breathing. In Japan, children use rigid backpacks called rando seru that look like they came from an anime and are durable enough to last 6 years. They can cost more than $500 and weigh over 2 pounds empty, with some models including GPS and reflective lights. Mirages and Miracles is an art exhibition where pieces come to life through augmented reality with holographic illusions. Visitors use virtual reality headsets and interactive drawings that create a sensation between reality and illusion. An octopus can use a coconut shell as camouflage, protecting itself when necessary. These octopuses collect objects from the ocean floor to survive in hostile deep-sea environments. The famous smiling poop emoji was originally intended to be a cheerful chocolate ice cream in Japan. Its spiral shape and brown color sparked global imagination, transforming it into the poop icon that Apple incorporated. Kept due to popularity. The full name of Pablo Picasso was Pablo Diego José Francisco de Paula, Juan Nepomuceno, María de los Remedios, Cipriano de la Santísima Trinidad Mártir, Patricio Clito Ruiz, y Picasso. He was born in 1881, and his long name reflects the richness of his heritage. A building facade decorated with more than 120 bicycles in Altlandsberg near Berlin has become a tourist attraction known as the bicycle station. The owner rented bicycles and hung old ones on the wall to free space, creating unique art. Denim is considered the strongest fiber in the world, 15 times stronger than steel and light enough to float on water. It is used in bulletproof vests, military armor, spacesuits, rescue ropes, and sailboats that survive hurricanes. Apples are made up of about 25% air, trapped between the cells of their flesh, which makes them feel light. This property allows them to float in water instead of sinking. Mammatus clouds have a unique pouch-like appearance, hanging beneath other clouds resembling inflated sacs. Although often associated with severe storms, they do not necessarily indicate dangerous weather, and their name comes from Latin meaning breast-shaped. Cano Castle in Colorado was built by Cano Espinosa, a Vietnam War veteran, using scrap metal hubcaps, screen doors, and cans. He lived beside the castle in a similarly constructed recycled home. Three-dimensional tiles were created by scientists at the University of Hong Kong to help coral reefs damaged by climate change grow. The tiles contain cavities where coral can attach, and researchers hope to expand the project worldwide. The paintings of Josephine Wall are inspired by detailed elements of fantasy and nature. She says her ideas come from everywhere and nowhere, blending imagination with reality. A house in England was listed for sale, including a 94-year-old tortoise named Hercules as part of the purchase. The property costs more than $1 million with 4 bedrooms and a large garden, but inheriting Hercules is the most unusual feature. In Kobe, there is a fully automated train without a human driver called Port Liner, operating since 1981. It uses sensors, precise programming, and real-time monitoring for safe operation. Creepy Candles created unusual candles shaped like a human spine inspired by skeletons for Halloween. Each candle sells individually for about $30. Netflix offers free downloads of the trilogy, including Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas Grand Theft Auto 3, and Grand Theft Auto Vice City for mobile devices since December 2023. The platform began adding video games in 2021 and now has more than 100 titles available at no extra cost for subscribers. A giant spiral made of malleable aluminum, created by Chaz Capobianco, produces hypnotic patterns when moved. It was made by cutting a sheet of aluminum into a spiral, creating wave-like designs. The El Marco footbridge is considered the shortest international bridge in the world, located between Spain and Portugal, measuring just about 10.5 feet long. During the 1940s, it was the site of illegal trade due to closed borders, and today it is a tourist attraction. Puzzle boxes were used during the Renaissance, often crafted from furniture pieces like jewelry boxes with secret compartments. Accessing them requires moving parts correctly to solve the puzzle. And the largest ball of paint in the world is located in Alexandria, where Michael Carmichael has added at least 1 layer of paint daily since 1977. It now weighs about 5,500 pounds, measures more than 18 feet in circumference, and has over 28,000 layers. Overtown Bridge, built in 1895, has gained sad fame due to mysterious incidents where many dogs have jumped from it. Scientists suggest scents from animals below attract the dogs, but the phenomenon remains mysterious. Sidney Lewis was the youngest soldier in World War I, running away from home and enlisting at 12 years old. By 13, he was fighting in the Battle of the Somme before being sent home after 6 weeks when his age was discovered. The Kite Festival takes place on the island of Fanø on the west coast of Denmark and is considered the largest kite festival in the world since 1985. Its wide sandy beaches provide ideal wind conditions. The eyes perform more exercise than the legs, as eye muscles can move about 100,000 times per day, processing visual information. To match that effort with your legs, you would need to walk about 50 miles daily without rest, which is impossible for the average person. The Tetris effect is a real psychological phenomenon where people deeply exposed to the game, Tetris develop cognitive patterns, applying organizational thinking to daily life. Many players report wanting to arrange objects they see as if inside the game. A fog rainbow is a rare type of rainbow with almost no visible colors. The water droplets in fog are so small they create only faint tones. The airline Swift Air offers for just $35 a gourmet-style experience with privacy partitions, wooden panels, and air cushions. Unfortunately, the flight lasts only about 35 minutes. In poor areas of Manila, people collect leftover meat scraps and bones from trash to prepare stews called pagpag. These scraps from fast food restaurants are sold to small eateries for about 21 cents. Seahorses can give birth to up to 15 babies per birth and are one of the few species where the male gives birth. Sadly, only a few survive to adulthood due to predators and harsh ocean conditions. Tough Guy Challenge is a 9-mile race featuring 32 obstacles, including fire tunnels and electrified water. About 50% of participants quit due to extreme difficulty. To scare off a tiger shark, you should maintain eye contact, then gently redirect it by pressing a hand on its head with your arm extended. Move your hand lightly along its body and avoid sudden movements that could provoke it. For the role of Flynn Rider in Tangled, the female production team chose physical traits inspired by Hollywood actors, including the hair of Brad Pitt and the chin of Tom Hardy, creating the ideal charming character. Hester is a sweet kitten who learned to swim wearing life jackets when her owner Lippy Hart trained her and filmed it. Now she swims perfectly without the vest, challenging the myth that all cats hate water. Tokyo is a dog in Costa Rica who learned to use the toilet like humans when his owners were busy. This golden retriever was trained by Alejandro Rodriguez Corrales since he was a puppy. Female kangaroos have 3 reproductive organs, 2 mainly for reproduction and 1 exclusively for giving birth. This allows them to carry 1 developing embryo, while another joey grows in the pouch at the same time. The Ferdinand elephant is a small remote-controlled tank built by Eros per Studio with a metal body. It features dual 24-volt motors and sound effects that make it look quite realistic despite its small size. Since 2011 in China, a law was established banning all content related to time travel or alternate realities in television series and films. It is considered a bad influence on citizens and contrary to Chinese heritage because it presents invented stories or absurd myths about their culture, arguing that such productions lack historical rigor and respect for the past. The Sabethes cyaneus is probably the most striking mosquito species on the planet, with a bright bluish body and long feathery legs. Despite its beauty, it is an important carrier of tropical diseases, so caution is necessary. The Mac Gourmet is a competition organized by McDonald's where chefs must unleash their imagination using products available in restaurant kitchens. The contest consists of using all available ingredients to reinvent them into creative dishes, preparing an appetizer, main course, and dessert in 80 minutes, while competing for prizes. Like in some countries, there is the midnight sun, where the sun remains visible 24 hours a day. In Svalbard, the sun is visible from April 25 until August 18, lasting more than 70 days without sunset. Jordan is a dog that knows how to add living in the Philippines with his family and has learned to respond with barks to the result of simple math operations, such as 1 + 1. His owner, Charlotte Risco, began teaching him during the quarantine months of the pandemic, using food rewards as key motivation. In some regions of Vietnam, coffee is served with salt instead of sugar, enhancing the natural flavors of the bean. What started as a local custom has now attracted attention in coffee shops around the world with this unexpected twist. This astonishing sculpture was carved on an olive pit in 1737 by Chin Su Chang. It depicts a boat with 8 people each with a different face, along with plates, chairs, and movable windows, and it is currently housed at the National Palace Museum. On the bottom of the tiny piece, the artist even carved a complete poem of 300 words. Morgan Freeman won his first theater role as punishment for pulling a chair away from the girl he liked at age 12. His teacher ordered him to participate in the school drama contest, and to everyone's surprise, he won, beginning his love for acting. If you stick your leg out during a helicopter ride, the airflow is so strong that it temporarily deforms the skin, showing the power of the wind. This visual phenomenon demonstrates the extreme aerodynamic forces acting on objects exposed during high-speed flight. An incredible house built on a narrow concrete staircase is located in the city of Tokushima, attracting the attention of many people. It is believed to have been inhabited at some point, but the reason for its unique vertical architecture remains unknown, making it a fascinating architectural mystery. A strange toothpaste has neither color nor flavor, designed for people who follow a minimalist lifestyle. Despite having no color or taste, it effectively performs proper dental hygiene, removing plaque efficiently. The Super Truck 2 looks like something out of science fiction, but it is real, featuring a 48-volt diesel-electric engine, aerodynamic design and detection systems. It is lighter, safer, and more efficient, reducing wind resistance while offering the driver a foldable bed sofa dining area and rest space. In Japan, the Sakurajima volcano, during some eruptions, not only expels lava and ash, but also generates lightning storms. This happens when charged volcanic particles collide, creating friction in the air and producing lightning that illuminates the ash clouds. The Korean barista Lee Kang-bain creates works of art using foam over coffee, adding colorful drawings of popular characters. Among his illustrations are Japanese cartoons, replicas of famous artworks, and even Alice in Wonderland. Some curious tables are made from hardened bread by a Polish studio to demonstrate what can be created with materials around us. They used baguettes and displayed them to the public, while visitors enjoyed sandwiches during the exhibition, raising awareness about global food waste. Pet Shell is a portable acoustic shelter for dogs that looks futuristic, reducing noise by 50% within the canine hearing range. It uses hemp wool memory foam and a structure that mimics the inner ear, costing between $200 and $300. Its aerodynamic shape helps dissipate external sound waves. The fungus Fusarium oxysporum, also known as the minor fungus, can attract gold particles that help it grow, discovered in Australia. Scientists are fascinated by its ability to attract precious metals, which could help detect hidden underground gold for future mining applications. A castle was built by one man, Jim Bishop, over more than 60 years in Colorado, United States, with absolute dedication. He bought the land in 1969 at age 15, and today it is a roadside tourist attraction originally intended as a home for him and his wife. The sculptures of Near Long Academy blend real elements of nature with artificial materials using dried plants, branches, mosquitoes, paper ink, and wires. Their works look like something out of children's books, such as those by Dr. Seuss. Goblin sharks attack their prey with freely movable jaws that can extend several inches when opening their mouths, projecting forward violently. These sharks live near 3,300 feet deep in almost every ocean in the world, making encounters extremely rare, and they can grow up to about 20 feet long. It has been reported on social media that some parents in China place adhesive tape on their babies' eyelids for purely aesthetic reasons. In some Asian cultures, having a visible double eyelid is valued, so they attempt to form this fold naturally using tape. Coral sonic resilience combines art and sound to save coral reefs with three-dimensional ceramic and calcium carbonate underwater sculptures placed in damaged reefs. Solar-powered speakers play sounds of healthy reefs, attracting coral larvae and fish, increasing settlement up to 7 times, while the sculptures serve as temporary homes. Edith Murway Traina is the oldest competitive weightlifter in the world, born on August 8, 1921. At 100 years old, she can lift up to about 154 pounds and has won so many awards they no longer fit in her home, becoming an example of strength and perseverance in high-level sport. Being a panda caretaker is one of the most demanding jobs because of how dependent these animals are on their human caregivers. They must be fed and cleaned constantly for 12 hours every day, working 365 days a year without vacations because they become attached to them. The striped anemone is an animal that has been mistaken for supposed aliens or even a new octopus species due to its appearance. It is commonly found in the waters of Western Australia. and its sting can be painful, taking months to heal. An airbag releases jets of nitrogen when it receives an impact, inflating automatically to protect vehicle occupants. The YouTuber Yanko Weber used a camera to closely observe how this safety system works. In Cambodia, elephants sabotage sugarcane trucks to steal their cargo. With prodigious memory, they detect which vehicle is carrying the sweet loot. They stop traffic with their bodies and enjoy their reward, nature, and intelligence at their finest. The world's largest paintball lives in Alexandria, Indiana. Since 1997, it has added layer upon layer until it weighs over 8,800 pounds and measures 18 feet around. An artistic project that never stops growing. In Helsinki, a Ferris wheel with saunas instead of cabins. Each gondola is made of wood and equipped with hot steam, a ride with panoramic views and wide-open pores. A Finnish tradition with a literal twist of innovation. Giant viruses like the Mimi virus and the Pandora virus seem like they're from another dimension. Similar in size to some bacteria, they have hundreds of previously unpublished genes. Scientific challenges that redefine what we understand by life. Microscopic monsters that change the game. The asteroid, Psyche 16, could make every person on Earth a millionaire. Gold and precious metal reserves are estimated at $100 quadrillion. Located between Mars and Jupiter, still beyond human reach, space mining already has its first tempting treasure. A hummingbird weighs less than 0.1 ounces, about the same as a coin or 3 paper clips. Despite its lightness, it flies with surgical precision, hovering and performing impossible maneuvers. A nectar-powered aerial marvel. Emma Hibson, born in 2017, was conceived in 1992. Her embryo was frozen for 25 years before implantation, a world record in human cryopreservation. A modern miracle with a surname and birth certificate. Eccentric manner creates rings with detailed images of the eyes of loved ones. Each piece of jewelry captures the iris, with advanced technology and millimeter-precise artistry, a gaze turned into a keepsake to wear forever. Julian Boss Andre designs human sculptures that disappear when viewed from certain angles. He plays with light, materials, and empty space to alter the viewer's perception, an optical illusion turned into sculpture. Fontes transforms air into drinking water. Using solar energy, it extracts ambient humidity, ideal for cyclists or arid regions. Produces up to 17 ounces per hour without a single drop of rain. In Bangladesh, hundreds of people travel on the roofs of trains due to lack of tickets, a dangerous tradition during holidays. The risk of falls, collisions, or electrocutions doesn't stop those trying to get home. Your pupils have a rim called the limbus, a dark band with a fibrous texture, tiny folds that help focus light. Details invisible to the naked eye but crucial for seeing clearly. Andrew McCarthy achieved the most precise image of the moon by combining thousands of photos over 2 weeks, craters, mountains, and valleys, with a level of detail never recorded. Science and patience looking at the sky. Fireflies could disappear, artificial lights block their mating signals, and pesticides damage their habitat, a natural spectacle at risk of extinction due to human progress. In Serbia, liquid trees filter the air with microalgae, urban devices that purify like real trees, releasing oxygen and capturing CO2. Biotechnology to combat pollution without roots. Petra, in Jordan, was carved out of rock by the Nabateans more than 2,000 years ago. Canals, cisterns, and monumental facades turned it into a wonder of the desert. Even today, it fascinates thousands with its ancient engineering. The Roulette d'Italia in Ventimiglia is barely 17 inches wide, a street where you can only pass sideways. Historical heritage in miniature. Lake Baikal in Siberia is the deepest in the world, more than 5,249 feet deep, and boasting unique biodiversity. It contains 1/5 of the planet's unfrozen freshwater. A veterinarian monitors a lion's heart using an Apple Watch, portable technology at the service of wildlife, offering non-invasive monitoring and real-time data. The sargassum fish lives among floating algae invading the Caribbean. While sargassum affects tourism, it provides refuge and food for multiple species. A controversial but vital ecosystem. At fairs, cannons are used to launch bowling balls great distances, precision technology for recreational purposes. A spectacle of power, noise, and entertainment. In the Strait of Magellan, the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans meet without mixing. Differences in temperature and salinity form a visible dividing line, a natural phenomenon that seems like magic. Hong Kong is home to the world's largest Rubik's Cube, over 6.5 feet on each side, fully functional. It takes more than one person to turn it, but only a genius to solve it. Nikita, a viral artist, recreates the terror of Junji Ito with makeup, creating monsters and deformed faces with brushes and great precision. Art that disturbs, fascinates, and goes viral. The Forex market has no physical location. Currencies from all over the world are exchanged between banks, businesses, and individuals, generating more than $7 trillion in transactions daily. The value of each currency varies depending on economics, politics, or rumors. Human and chimpanzee DNA are 98% identical. Biologically, they are considered almost evolutionary siblings. Genetic studies with chimpanzees reveal secrets about human diseases and the shared history between species. The Earth's magnetic field acts as an invisible shield. It protects against solar radiation and allows life to exist on the planet. Birds, turtles, and other animals use this field to migrate. Without it, the planet would be exposed to constant danger. The gray wolf walks more than 18 miles a day. It hunts in packs, cares for its young, and maintains a well-defined hierarchy. In extreme climates, it demonstrates that cooperation is key to survival in the wild. Sea turtles live to be over 100 years old. They cross entire oceans, survive storms, and return to the same place to spawn. Symbols of strength and resilience, adapting to human threats and climate changes. In 1981, the Osborne Company launched the first laptop. It weighed 24 pounds and resembled a suitcase. Despite its size, it was the pioneer of portable computing, which today fits in a pocket. The first YouTube video was titled "Me at the Zoo." Jawed Karim, one of the founders, appears in front of elephants. Uploaded in 2005, this clip marked the beginning of a new era in global communication. The QR code was born in Japan in 1994. It was used to track car parts in factories. Today, it allows you to access menus, promotions, or links from a cell phone in seconds. At Peyto's Pizzas, sweet pizzas delight those with a sweet tooth. Each slice comes with famous chocolates, such as Nutella or brownies, for an exaggerated sugary experience. Instagram explodes every time someone uploads a photo. Philippe Conticini's XXL croissant looked like something out of a dream. Huge, fluffy, and buttery scented, yet retaining the lightness of the French classic. Available in Paris and London, it went viral for its size and flavor. The Robert Face Slimmer, a silicone facial ring, was designed to tone facial muscles. Used in suction and pressure exercises, it promised to improve circulation, reduce sagging, and contour the face without surgery. Pial de piquete was an essential technique in charreria. It involved throwing a rope that caught the legs of moving cattle. It required pinpoint precision and great skill to immobilize the animal without harming it. The Hydrosaurus was a semi-arboreal lizard from Southeast Asia with a large dorsal crest. It swam like a fish and climbed like a monkey. Its elongated tail and slender body made it agile both in water and on dry land. Brain-machine interfaces already made it possible to control objects with the mind. People with paralysis could move robotic arms, type, or navigate without touching anything. Companies like Neuralink are developing brain chips that allow people to communicate without speaking. Architects from South Korea and the United Arab Emirates designed floating cities to combat climate change. These self-sufficient platforms use solar energy, vertical farming, and complete recycling. Science fiction turned into real urban planning. Quantum teleportation already existed, but not like in Star Trek. Scientists managed to transfer information between particles without moving matter. This milestone promised ultra-fast computers and unhackable networks. Human-like robots would soon care for the elderly and teach children. Models already existed with soft voices, lifelike expressions, and the ability to pick up, remember medication, or simply keep company. The metaverse was emerging as a second digital life. Jobs, shopping, meetings, and concerts took place within virtual worlds. With VR headsets and avatars, large companies were already investing millions to build this new reality. In caves or environments without light or clocks, the human body lost its sense of time. Volunteers in experiments developed entirely new internal rhythms, as if resetting their biological clocks from scratch. The jellyfish Turritopsis dohrnii defied death. When damaged or stressed, it could reverse its aging and return to its youthful phase. Although not immortal, its regeneration cycle made it a biological mystery. During the Renaissance, artists used pigments made from extreme ingredients. The mummy brown mixture included Egyptian mummy powder. They believed it gave their paintings magical properties and unique colors. Sprayable energy is a coffee spray that promises to have the same effects as drinking the popular beverage, with a formula that allows it to be applied to the skin for absorption. The caffeine remains on the surface of the body and is absorbed gradually, potentially making the effect last longer than regular coffee. A curious trick to put a chicken to sleep consists of placing the animal's head under one of its wings and gently rocking its body in the air for a few seconds. Then you carefully place the bird on the ground, and it remains completely asleep due to a natural reflex. Cows have only 32 teeth with incisors located on the lower front jaw. On the upper front, they have a hard dental pad, so they must use their tongue to grasp grass and chew it side to side. In space, the lack of gravity makes relaxing easier because there is less pressure on the body while floating naturally. Astronauts must sleep in sleeping pods, otherwise they could drift freely inside the spacecraft without control. Black icebergs do exist, and a fisherman named Haller Antonius found one in the Labrador Sea in Canada. Some scientists concluded that the color is due to ultra-compact ice without bubbles that does not reflect light, as well as dark sediments or volcanic ash trapped inside. The first iPhone ever sold did not belong to Apple, but was marketed by the company Infogear in 1998 years earlier. It was a desktop device with a touchscreen conventional keyboard and internet access, long before Apple's revolutionary phone in 2007. If you cut off a cockroach's head, it can survive up to 9 days because its nervous system is distributed throughout its body. It can continue moving and reacting to stimuli for some time, even walking. The International Space Station orbits Earth about 15.5 times per day, completing one full orbit every 90 minutes. It travels at roughly 17,500 miles per hour, and since 1998 has traveled more than 2,500,000,000 miles, equivalent to over 150,000 orbits. Cleaner shrimp feed on bacteria from fish, while the fish benefit from this service by staying healthier as parasites and dead skin are removed. This small crustacean removes debris while the fish remains calm because the process is painless and beneficial for both marine species. Amid massive desert dunes, tourists can take ice baths in a curious practice that benefits body and mind. The strong temperature contrast since daytime conditions can reach about 104 degrees Fahrenheit supposedly provides unique therapeutic benefits. And the Lotta 65 group is a team of grandmothers who create graffiti as urban art using spray paint to decorate walls in Lisbon. The group is made up of women over 65 years old, has more than 100 members, and puts great effort and dedication into their street art. And that is all. Do not forget to like and subscribe for more wild curiosities.